going to do a short patch update. Hopefully I can get through this okay. I've been working out in the patch about 8 or 9 hours today in the heat, off and on. So if I speak gibberish, excuse me, but we'll get into it. This is the first of the 2560s. We do have a female there under the cloth. May or may not be the keeper, we'll see. It's probably about four days away from being open, so we'll see how it is. The secondary growth on this particular plant, if you remember, we had a lot of rolled vines and we're recovered quite well, so we're in that range where we can probably pollinate this one. Won't be a huge plant as far as in front of the pumpkin, but we still have room after the fruit that we can do some plant. So overall, 2560 is doing well there. Just do a quick vine count. There's one there, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks like 7 or yeah, 7 before the fruit on this side. Probably roughly the same on the other side. So not ideal as far as secondaries before the fruit, obviously with losing some secondaries, but we'll probably have about 15. I've already started turning some of them back, and then I've also started taking some tertiaries and letting them grow off of a few of these, so we'll fill in with some tertiaries as well. So plant's probably sitting somewhere around, I don't know, 17 foot or so, so not terrible. Like I said, we'll see what we can do with that one. This one, it's kind of like the Charlie Brown plant, if you've ever watched Charlie Brown Christmas, and then we'll cross it with the Great Pumpkin. Missing quite a few secondaries, buried vines today. So just looking at it, got a tertiary there, and there's a tertiary under that leaf. So we'll go ahead and get that vine, that secondary vine coming out, and then we'll pitchfork these tertiaries back to fill in this void here on this side. And then we've started swooping the secondaries back on here again. I've got a couple of tertiaries in here that I'll use to fill in this void, but this plant wasn't as bad as I originally thought. Good color, and then again we're sitting somewhere about 17-18 foot out. It's 20 foot to the end of that fabric there, so I'll probably wait on pollination on this one. I'll get this plant a little bit bigger, especially since the secondaries and tertiaries need to fill in, so this one will be probably a later pollination. This particular cover crop, we'll call it, wasn't intentional. I tilled in my last video, if you didn't see that, and this is just all the weed seeds and whatnot that came up. So at least I know my patch is balanced, because this stuff just took off. I loopholed around the plants, and I'll end up tilling here again probably tomorrow or the next day. This plant here is the 1707.5 Caspers. This plant is, my patch is 40 foot wide, so we're within about 10 feet on the left side, maybe 10 to 12 feet on the right side, so we're pretty close to 25 foot wide. And then sitting just short of 19 feet, I'm probably about 18 and a half feet today. I got a backup pollination that I'll probably do in a couple days here, and then there's one in the tip that will probably fall pretty close to the edge of this fabric, so that'll put me somewhere around 23 secondaries on this plant, which is ideal. So that's pretty much it on that plant. Great plant, good color, not much issues going on with it. Probably be terminating here probably in the next 7 days. We'll start terminating The secondaries, probably they're growing pretty aggressive. Need to do a little bit more weeding here in the middle. And then we're on to the 2144.5 rotoball. Just finished burying this plant. Long day. We do have a pumpkin right there that probably be ready in, I'd say, 3-ish days to pollinate, but we'll give it some time. Depending on if I go with that or not. I think I'm sitting somewhere around 18 or 19 secondaries on this one. So my 1883 was actually grown in this spot, and it had like 16 or 17 secondaries. So I know 1,900 pounds is feasible in this spot. And at this date range, I'll probably be about 5 or 6 days sooner than my 1883 was. So we'll see. Might go with that, or I might pollinate another one another 3 or 4 feet out and see how it does. But 2144.5, good plant, second best in the patch I would go with. Pretty consistent, no real issues. Secondaries, once they get going, they take off, but taking a little bit to get going there. Once they get off the mat though, and I can get them buried, they take off pretty good. So no real sun scald issues, which was real nice. I think the 2560s had a couple burned leaves, but the 1707.5 and the 2144.5 did not have much of any burn, so that's pretty good. That's about it for this week's update. Just kind of show you where we're at. Nothing really crazy to talk about this week, just a lot of plant maintenance work. So anybody new to growing or wondering how to get over that next hump, maybe you're stuck under 1,000 or stuck under 1,500, and how do you get that next level? Today is one of those days where it was a difficult day to complete everything I needed to get done in the patch. So to get to that next step, that next goal, try not to delay and put things off. Try to be timely or on time when things need to get done. So I'll get off my soapbox on that, but when you push yourself a little bit harder to get things done when they need to get done, rather than put them off and make it more difficult for yourself later, that's what costs you pounds down the road. So hopefully all the work I did today will increase my pounds on the scale. That's all I got, and show you probably the watering system next week. I worked on that yesterday and today, and we'll show you that next week. Good luck, grow big, and catch you guys on the next one.